right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. It's time for the Urban Conservative Podcast. It goes down right around now.
Welcome to the Urban Conservative Podcast, where we do not believe that avocado toast can save the planet or the world will end, because cars use gasoline. You won't hear that Wi-Fi is a basic human right, or that billionaires are secretly supervillains. Here, we do not believe that electric cars run on hopes and dreams. You also won't hear that anyone who disagrees with us is a fascist, or that socialism will make everyone rich. You won't be gender affirmed or offered any opportunity to share your preferred pronouns. If this causes you any discomfort, please rest assured that we couldn't possibly care less. For everyone else, thank you, and please stand by.
My fellow Americans, it's time for the Urban Conservative Podcast. This is without a doubt the best podcast on the internet. It's about to go down here on the Urban Conservative.
3, 2, 1.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Monday night. That means it's time for the Urban Conservative Podcast. Yours truly, Abdul Ali, with that dude over there, my twin brother from the same mother, no other, Raheem Architect Soto. If you haven't done so already, tuconservative.com. You see the website on the screen. That is the website to support our mission of sharing conservative values and principles, as well as the benefits of conservative policies to urban communities across this great nation of ours. We do that via this podcast. We also be out in them streets. Gotta give a big shout out. I got to give a big shout out to everybody here in Charlotte, 12th District GOP. It was an honor, bro, to serve as the chairman for a while, but we are back in the saddle, back in the congressional race for U.S. House District 12. We do have a primary, so we're going to get through that. And then come March, we're taking on Alma Adams again, bro. So the year has been off to a fantastic start. Got a lot of good stuff popping, bro. So talk to the people, tell them what's good. How's the year starting out for you?
Well, the year started out with a bang, let's just say. I got to say again, I got to thank everybody that supported us in 2025. And before that, we appreciate all of the people who give us a call, give us a text, and they talk about the show. We took a little bit of hiatus, and so people were getting concerned. People were like, wait, y'all not doing the show no more? Like, wait, what's going on with y'all? No, we, between life and the holidays and just a lot going on, we took a little short hiatus. But again, thank you to everybody that supported us in 2025 and even before that. We appreciate all the people that reach out to us. We appreciate all the likes, the follows. As y'all can see, the platform is growing, so make sure to hit the like, follow, subscribe. We are the TUC Twins on YouTube. Make sure you follow us there. So the year's starting off good. The family's good. Heather's good. Noah's good. Jada's good. Everybody was good. I came down there, got away for a couple of days, and the recoup was nice. And so, I look forward to a year with a lot of forward progress, right? I'm coming off I'm coming off of a legislative campaign. So, and I got a real quick shout out everybody here in Suffolk County that recently got elected. A lot of names to mention there, but congratulations to all the winners. And thank you to all the candidates who ran, even if you didn't, hit the goal. But thank you for putting yourself on the line. We always appreciate that. And 100%. We have to say thank you to the volunteers. Thank you to the people that come out and campaign with us, that, send your money into candidates and really support. We appreciate it. There's more to do in 2026. We got a lot of interesting things coming up. So with that said, 2026 has gotten off to a is it right? Can I say with a bang with everything going on? Is that all right to say it's getting started with a bang? It's a lot to unpack, but I'll tell
you what, before you jump in, let's do this, right? Because I think health, we got to start talking about in the new year. One of the biggest things that's popped off in the new year, we're going to start here since the brother Inky jumped in. Dr. Inky's in the building. We're going to start talking about first things first, because health is wealth, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not healthy, you'll never be wealthy. I mean, you can add some money,
Okay,
but you
so
ain't.
can I throw this out there then? Since we're gonna go with the health pyramid, first and foremost, Happy New Year, Inky, to you and the family. Thank you for coming back to the show, kicking the year off with us. It's our first episode of the year, right? And the first episode of the new season. So history has been made. Thank you for joining us for that, good brother. I know, we suck. We gotta get our sound effects up. We gotta get our crowd roars and all that stuff up. I've been saying that. We gotta do that. We gotta do that. So I pulled up a study, Inky. We're gonna talk about this health pyramid, right? And this upside downing of it, if you will. I read a study just now, and if you want to look this up for yourself, you guys, the study says that, and I quote, liberal women are more lonely, right? More lonely than conservative women. Liberal women are less happy and more lonely. And a lot of that is attributed to the thought processes, but it also has a lot to do with the diet, right? So first and foremost, as somebody in the health space, right? When you saw this upside downing, what did you think?
Well, definitely Happy New Year to you guys. Happy New Year's to the family at home, or Happy Fiscal New Year, because you gotta be careful on the internet. As soon as you say Happy New Year, people are too smart to just accept Happy New Year. They go, oh, well, this isn't the real New Year. It's March. So Happy Fiscal New Year to everybody. Good luck.
No, not thanks. See, Inky already kicking it off.
Yeah. It gets crazy out in these YouTube streets. But I actually
it's
I love
not
it.
really New Year's.
I'm a fan of RFK. I love it. I love the flipping upside down of the pyramid. I'm sure that people are gonna find things to complain about, but I think it's really good. I'm not caught up necessarily in the pictures, because I know you're gonna get the plant-based people to start going crazy and why they put the meat with the vegetables and blah 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 blah. But I think that it's really about just giving visuals. And I think that they got it. I'm not going to say they necessarily got it right. I'm sure research will lead to some new improvements, but I think this is a massive improvement from what we got, and I think RFK is doing his thing.
All right, so I gotta ask you this question, since this is your realm. Leading into RFK getting approved and looking at all of the dyes and the colors and the the food dyes and all that stuff that's coming out. How long do you think it'll take before we start seeing national health benefit, i.e. the reduction of the obesity rate? Maybe, like, how long before a lot of what RFK is doing really kicks in to help with the health situation in the country?
In terms of statistics and baselines, that's hard to say, to be honest. In terms of statistics and baselines, it's hard to say because we've had some of the best biochemists in the world synthesize this stuff that we call food. So the addiction and some of the things that haven't been uncovered yet, RFK still got a lot of work. I mean, we have a lot of work to do as a group, but RFK is leading the way. And we've got to explore the connections to addiction and mental health and some of these other things, because a lot of what's going on is connected to mental illness. So but on the flip side, it's already begun a shift, because it always starts in the mind. It always starts in the consciousness. It always starts with information. And I think that he has shaken the foundations of, pharmacia and big food and tobacco and all of these, groups that kind of organize and put what we have on the shelves. So I think that he's created the conversations like we have it now. And I think the debates and the conversation is where it starts, as
all things.
And no, I was just gonna say, as a democracy, we can't ever underestimate the power of conversation.
No, that part. And I'll tell y'all, bro, I had a burger the other day at a restaurant who used actual tallow, beef tallow to cook the fries. And there is a humongous difference, bro. Like a
Well, you know
huge
what? It's
difference.
funny you say that. It's funny you say that because what it made me think about, and I actually called Inky about this earlier. I literally called him about this earlier. There's some things that surround the conversation about the food pyramid that people usually don't connect the dots with. And I made a list of a couple of things, right? So in this, you got the school lunch program, right? That's connected to how that food pyramid looks. You got the federal nutrition program, SNAP, et cetera, connected to how this food pyramid looks and what it's going to cost to reverse it, right? And then you have the food industry itself, who's got to play by a certain rule book. So don't think that the food pyramid isn't political. I just want people to understand, like, when you go vote for people, depending on the office we're talking about, be it a federal office or somebody that has the potential to be on one of these committees or influence your school lunch program or what they think nutrition is on your school, as a school board candidate. Hey, I'm glad this conversation is being had. So, I seen in a lot of the elderly facilities, if you go for the pancake breakfast sometimes, it's terrible. And you like, yo, this is what we're paying for to give. So imagine what they're putting in the schools. So I'm glad about it. But like I said, there's a lot of other things connected to it that, people shouldn't just opt out of it and just, go brain numb on it because they don't think it has anything to do with them. They're going to buy what they're going to buy. No, as a taxpayer, this has an economic implication, the flipping of this pyramid. It absolutely does.
Well, you touched on something, and you touched on the SNAP implication because people were losing their ever-loving minds. What you mean I can't buy no 3 ounce of sugar water soda? What you mean I can't go get a 8-gallon tub of ice cream? What you mean I can't? Yeah, there. And I saw.
Let me ask this question.
Yeah.
So so we all agree that there's policy regarding nutrition, right? There's policy and laws about things. We all agree? We're all on the same page? Okay. So shouldn't that always be guided by health principles, right? Should money come into play in that conversation? I'm just curious.
Yo, Inky, here's the thing that people fail to realize, right? This is why we're so big about words. Supplemental nutrition assistance, not supplemental snack assistance, not supplemental dessert assistance, not supplemental garbage food assistance, supplemental nutrition. That means the tax dollars that working class people are paying to assist people should be for things that are
so you're telling me wait, so y'all are telling me government cheese isn't a thing no more? You just get a check?
Nah, you just get you get it on the card, bro. You don't even have the embarrassment.
Wait.
Yo, we're old enough, young people that are watching this, we're old enough to remember a time that food stamps came in a booklet with blue ones. I think the blue was a 10, the red was a 20. Am I wrong? Something like that?
That is a fact.
It was a color code. It definitely was
a color code for the notes.
I'm just saying, I'm almost to the point where it's like, yo, if you really need it, like, come and pick up this bag of food on Thursday. This is the supplemental nutrition. Like, why do we pivot away from doing the math? Like we're doing math now. Now it's like an adjusted rate.
And then,
person, like,
ladies and gentlemen in the audience, I gotta say this to y'all. I have been shopping at Aldi as of late. And I realized that the stuff that's in Aldi is the no frills. It's the no frills, bro. It's oatmeal. It just say oatmeal on it. It's oatmeal. We didn't add anything. We didn't take anything. It's just oatmeal. It's milk. The cow over there, we took the cow out of the milk. We pasteurized it. We put it in the thing. That's it. That's what you got.
Aldi's has a really good philosophy, though, on food and things like that. So I like Aldi's.
I do, and they got an amazing
I'm a
vegetable
little
section.
sketched out. I'm a little sketched out by the material. Some of they got the little section with the, you like now they got thermals in there. They got like thermals, like it's like they got a section with like the more.
Don't
I'm
hate on
worried that
Aldi's,
if I
man.
put that on, I can't. I
Don't hate on
like
Aldi's,
they.
man.
I'm,
Hate on Aldi's.
yeah, it just I like
Aldi,
Aldi, but
the thing
that
the thing
section is
that
sketchy.
got me with Aldi's was that they were charging for the shopping carts. I was like, I have to pay to use the shopping cart?
Nah,
But
yo. So I recently found out what that's about. You know what that's about, Inky?
people
Guess what
stealing
you've
shopping
never seen?
carts.
No. Guess what you've never seen anybody doing at Aldi, an employee ever doing at Aldi?
What?
Putting away shopping. You've never seen it. Because guess who's going to put the
Fact.
shopping cart away to get their quarterback?
To get
It
their
has
money back. That's a fact.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You've never seen a guy in the Aldi's parking lot with the shopping cart machine. You've never seen it, and you never will.
Yo, I
So
think
shout-
I gotta say shout out to all of the cart getters. Y'all got a tough job. Like if you get cards, shouts out to you. You're a different individual. Yo,
They make a
people are
thing
so
for that.
lazy and disrespectful.
Shout out to
people
the
are
cart
so
getters.
disrespectful.
Wow.
Yo, but I don't know what the technical term for that is, but like those guys got a rough. That's a job. Cause I'm at the Stop and Shop, and I'm like, you really not gonna take the cart back over there? You're gonna
It's
wedge it between two
that way.
cars? You're
It's
gonna
12
leave it there?
that
But see,
way.
But see, listen, right there, what you touched on right there, that thing right there, whatever that is, that thing right there, that is the reason why RFK's changes will not be felt immediately. America is spoiled beyond reason. We are spoiled beyond reason, like beyond reason. We don't even put the cart back. We need to leave the cart next to the car, next to where we parked the car at. Like we just leave the cart right there.
Am I wrong for feeling some kind of way about watching some fairly young person park their vehicle at the end of the parking lot, walk all the way to the front of the Walmart, and then get in the scooter, the riding scooter thing, and ride around the supermarket? I'm looking like, why do we even have that? Like, why? If you need a wheelchair, you usually come with your own.
Wild out there. It's wild.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, get in the comment section. Let us know what you got going on. Shouts out to Heather CC. Said that's why they make you put the quarter in the cart, take it back, and you get your money back. That is right.
Hold up.
That is right.
Hold up. So there's a term before we close out on this segment, right? Regarding this, that I want everybody to remember. It's called central planning. just remember that it's called central planning, right? Just remember that term. Because there should be, if you think about this, I'm almost uncomfortable with people in government, right? Unless they're qualified, telling me how to eat. I'm almost a little weirded out by it. But then I realized that with maximum liberty in America, we got to put some guidelines there because they'll put anything in. Like these companies, I remember Oreos used to have cream in there, and I just found out that it's like glue. It's just literally like glue in there, from what I heard.
You have the right to poison yourself.
You could just do it.
Wait. We're not. I know we got to end this segment, but I'm not. I refuse. I haven't eaten an Oreo in a very long time. But what did you just say?
I gotta.
What?
Heather.
You have the right to poison yourself.
Hold on. Before we go on this segment, I can't remember what the cake was. Heather,
I saw a commercial today, Inky, that almost made me toss my cookies. It was a Reese commercial.
Nice. That was good right there.
Yeah. It said, of course we made a Reese Oreo cup. I was like, wait. Why did you have to mess up a Reese's peanut butter cup? You didn't need to do anything to a Reese's peanut butter cup.
It was already a Reese.
Yo, they ruined the devil dog. Yo, they ruined the devil dog. Once in a while, I'll have a devil dog. Once in a while, every couple of years. I'm talking about, like, it brings me back to childhood. Like, it's just something about it that reminds me of the Bronx or Mount Vernon and being a kid. Let me eat a devil dog. It just brings me to a certain mental place. We get the devil dog, and I couldn't wait. I saw the package and just, it attracted me to, I was like, a devil dog. Yeah, we getting ready to go see my brother. We about to ride through the city, a devil dog. Like, yeah, let's do that. I get in the car. and I knew what I was gonna get. I knew what I had my mind.
Moist, spongy,
I
cream
knew
filled.
what I was gonna get, and I know for the vegans and for the health freaks, yes, I know it's a devil dog, but it's one and it's every few years. Don't worry about it.
Nostalgia.
Dude, I ate this thing. It was like a chemical sponge, like if Fabuloso made chocolate and sold a sponge, like Fabuloso car air freshener inside of a sneaker foam that's been boiled, possibly. It was the worst experience I've ever had, and it ruined the devil dog, like
Ruined your
cake
memory.
and icing.
Yeah, it ruins your memory. But listen, that's what's happening in the food space. It's even crazier in the health food space. It's even crazier because we were having this conversation about things that aren't supposed to happen. Like turning mushrooms into steak is cool. That works because there's an aspect of texture. And if you line up the texture, you can do some seasoning and some other things to kind of get into a similar pocket and give people a similar feel. But when you start to turn things like carrots into frankfurters, then it gets really crazy. You know what I'm saying?
I saw that. The carrot hot dog was crazy. I was like, and I saw carrot bacon. I was like,
saw the
yeah,
carrot
I don't
bacon.
know about this one.
Hey, slice the carrot, put a little blackening season on it. Yeah.
Who is putting mustard and ketchup on a carrot on a bun? That is all insane right there. That is insane.
Hold up. My thing was I couldn't get past that you were calling it carrot pig. I was just like, what are we doing? It's not bacon. It's a carrot pig. Bacon means bacon. Bacon means it from a pig.
Pork.
There's no vegetable bacon. Like, you can't do that.
Wild out here. It's wild out here.
All right, go to commercial. Let's get to
All
this
right,
Maduro
ladies
thing.
and gentlemen, you're checking out the Urban Conservative Podcast. Go ahead, give it a like, share, follow, subscribe. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Y'all don't go nowhere.
The Urban Conservative is sponsored in part by Gyra Family Farms, providing your family with fresh meat, eggs, poultry, produce, and so much more. Visit gyrafamilyfarm.net to find out about their summer farm camp program, events and classes, and their exclusive Farm Share membership, which will give you 15% off all your purchases. Again, visit gyrafamilyfarm.net to find out more.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are back on the Urban Conservative Podcast. We actually got Dr. Inky in the building, kicking it with us. First episode of 2026. To put it like my brother said, 26 started out with a bang. I think it's important for us to get to this issue right here and talk about this guy right here. We're going to talk about Nicolas Maduro, the former
but
president.
I gotta say on the outset of this, I gotta say on the outset of this, if y'all paid attention, the political left and all of the leftists went no kings for like a year and then stopped in under 80 days. It took when Trump got inaugurated, it took them 80 days to reverse course on no kings because of this guy and what's going on in Iran, right? And just remember, I made that statement because as you talk about this and you look at the people in Venezuela who are happy, like I don't even know how you can get on the other side of the argument. But go ahead, break this guy down just a little bit. Go ahead.
All right, so look, I think we have a pretty smart audience. Most of y'all know who Nicolas Maduro was. I think the thing that we wanted to pull out of this is, one, the hypocrisy that we're seeing of people on the left about this, but this is the other side to that. I wanted to pull this up. This is the other side to that argument. Where was all of this beef at when Biden raised the bounty for Maduro? Trump set it at 15 million. Biden came in and raised the bounty to $25 million. And the thing people are missing is he's wanted for narco-terrorism.
Hold up. All right. So a lot of y'all are wondering when you say Biden raises a bounty, can we get some clarity on what do you mean by a bounty? Right? Because this dude's not hiding, like he's running a country, right? So the question begs, because these things can be said and they're very, they're light said things. So you have a bounty. What do you mean a bounty? He's wanted by who?
He's wanted by the United States government. As you can see, he's wanted by the government for information leading to the arrest and or conviction of Nicolas Maduro Moros for narco-terrorism conspiracy, cocaine importation conspiracy, conspiracy to use and carry machine guns and destructive devices in furtherance of a drug crime. The DEA wanted Maduro. Now, one of the biggest things people got to understand and I think maybe it might be helpful to even define when they say narco terrorism, what that means, because people hear that term and they'll be like, well, I don't know what that means. Narco terrorism is terrorism associated with trade in illicit drugs. So we talk about a lot of the fentanyl that's coming through China, coming up through Central America. We talk about a lot of the cocaine that's coming up, that a lot of the methamphetamine precursors and stuff that come from China that are coming up through South America. All of that stuff was flowing through Venezuela, a big part of it. And there's a lot of cartels and crime associated with it. And that's what he was wanted for. That's the bottom line.
25 mil on your head, bro.
On your head top. Let me get that. So now you have Trump come into play. He's like, well, let's just go get him. And the bottom line is this, though, and I'll kind of the last thing I'll say about this is that you have all of these people protesting and Trump shouldn't have did it and Trump should tell that to the parents of children who were human trafficked. Tell that to the family members of people who were overdosing on fentanyl, lace cocaine, and all these other drugs.
Like me. My little brother died on fentanyl. So I'm with all the smoke. on your head top. Let's run it up.
Yeah. So there's that. And
so you know what I thought? It's
yeah.
funny. It's funny because unfortunately these days seriously the political climate that we're in, for people that are not politically engaged, these conversations about these incidents that take place. Unless you've had something happen to you, right? Sometimes we get removed from it, or maybe people are desensitized to it. But the policy decisions that we have here and the safety, like, of the entire hemisphere, like, I think people spend years condemning somebody, but it's different. The condemnation isn't like a go get them. You know what I'm saying? Like, even raising to me, raising that bounty was cool, but like, yo, let's go get the guy. Like, let's just actually go get the guy. So,
because you got to ask the question, it's 25 million, but who's going to go get him? Like, who goes to get the 25?
We got to pull up.
So the question becomes this, for the clarity, right? Because of the argument that things are so polarized. Was he operating a criminal regime? Yes or no?
Yes.
This was a criminal organization?
As far as we concerned, sure.
Okay.
I think that.
All right. I mean,
maybe there are pockets of people in Venezuela that feel like, cocaine is a gross domestic product.
Yo, so check this out. Maduro was a former union leader serving as president of Venezuela since 2013. Look how Wikipedia does this. He was abducted. Yo, that is wild, Wikipedia. By the United States with his wife, Celia Flores, and de facto removed from power. According to the Venezuelan government and interim president, Delcy Rodriguez, he is still the de jure president of Venezuela, served as vice president. This is what struck me as odd. Initially a bus driver, he rose to become a trade union leader before being elected to the National Assembly. The United Socialist Party, his popularity declined following shortages in Venezuela. So you elect the socialist, and shortly thereafter, you get shortages. Led a wave of protests in 2014 that escalated into marches nationwide and repression of dissent. An opposition-led National Assembly was elected in 2015. He maintained power through the Supreme Tribunal. the National Electoral Council, and the military, the Supreme Tribunal stripped the elected National Assembly of power and authority, resulting in a constitutional crisis and another wave of protest. In response, the Constituent Assembly of Venezuela was elected in 2017 under voting conditions that the opposition alleged were irregular. In 2018, it was reelected and sworn in. I remember hearing about that, and it was like a wild vote. Like they want to talk about election integrity here in the United States. There was no election integrity in Venezuela at all. So this idea,
we're talking about, and think about this, right? The amount, like the homie emptied his jails out in his mental asylum.
Y'all go to
just
the
think
US.
about that. Yeah, y'all go that way. They got you up there, and then you got simultaneously an open border, right? So I think the reality of it is that for all of the virtue signaling done by the left, for all of the anti-ICE protesting, which we're going to get into, for all of the rhetoric, usually the facts on the ground are different than what the narrative that the mainstream media is promoting is. Like, there's just clearly just abducted. So if Biden would have went and got him, would they have printed that he was abducted? Would that have been what they said? Or did he capture him?
Of course not. Of course not. They would have said captured.
Well, the other argument, right? Hold on. I gotta pull this up. And
it's sad. It's so sad because they got Ali, and we'll talk about this next segment. But when you got people here, right, Americans talking about they gotta free Maduro. Like, do you know how crazy that is? I mean, you're free to say it, but it's stupid.
I wanted to pull this up. So the big argument on the left right now is Trump did this without congressional approval. So what I did was I pulled up what President Obama did without specific congressional approval. In 2011, the military intervention in Libya, the U.S. participated in a NATO-led operation to enforce a no-fly zone. Didn't they grab Gaddafi and off him?
But listen, you can Google the graph of bombs versus bombs. Like, look at how many bombs this administration dropped versus how many. And don't just look at Democrats. Look at Republicans too. But you gotta consider something
I'm specifically saying this because that's the golden boy. Airstrikes and troops against ISIS in Syria, drone wars in Pakistan. But here's the other thing. Obama went after American citizens, and nobody on the left is talking about that.
I got a question.
He offed American citizens, yeah.
Allegedly.
If there's no answer, Obama was a wild boy. We just gonna leave it at Obama was a wild boy. All kinds of things have happened around Obama mysteriously. People have vanished off his property. Obama's a wild boy.
That Cook thing was wild.
Yeah. Obama's got some wow. It's wild with Obama. But my question is, in terms of the Venezuela thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe there's no answer. I might because I'm a political novice at best. But do you foresee any translation of what's happening in Venezuela to a positive upswing in the American economy?
In so much as we're getting a bunch of oil, yeah. I think you'll see an impact because they're taking the oil.
I think the investment into Venezuela, because that's the terms that I think Trump would be looking at this in. And when you're playing at this level of politics, you're going to want to ask, well, this is an investment, and what's the return on this investment? For our military strength, for our military investment, what do we get out of going into a country and dealing with it? So I think one of the things that isn't highlighted that's in it for us is when we talk about stemming the flow of China, when we talk the influence of China and other adversarial powers to our country, Venezuela was a very they were a proxy for these other places, right? So why would I let my ops benefit off of the pack that got left on the block? Why would I let y'all get that off? And why would I let y'all set up on the entire other side of the planet? This is the entire Western Hemisphere we're talking about. So in geopolitics, and we start cordoning off areas and U.S. interests, I think that so yes, we have the immediate benefit of the oil sales and what that does for us, but more importantly, the people in Venezuela. That's really who it's about. For us, getting that oil helps us here. It helps us have a strategic position, in my opinion, in the Western Hemisphere. And the long term is this: they got plenty of oil. And I think if China and Russia and all these other communist socialist powers have influence over that, I'd rather we have influence over that than them, personally. Because that's just being honest.
Let me ask you a question, Inky. Have you ever heard the term of a hemispheric hegemony?
No.
Okay, hold on a sec. So I want to share this with everybody because I want y'all to see in international politics, this word is very, very important. It's called hegemony, whichever way you want to say it. But there is in international politics, there's a guy by the name of John Mearsheimer who put me onto this: leadership or dominance, especially by one country or social group over others. In international politics, you absolutely have what's called hemispherical hegemonies. So think about the Cuban Missile Crisis, right? What was the Cuban Missile Crisis about? The United States didn't want Russia putting ballistic missiles on Cuba because that's our side of the world. You got the Russia-Ukraine beef because you got NATO creeping up on Russia's side. That we don't want y'all creeping up in our hegemony. The three world players in the world right now are the United States, China, and Russia. And China and Russia have that's why you see them all buddied up, because they're not going to beef with each other. They're the big two hegemonies in that side of the world. And in the Western Hemisphere, it's us.
Yeah. We got this. So somebody wants to get a foothold. This is Boardwalk and Park Place over here. Somebody wants to get a piece of the action.
Hey, we got this whole side of the board over here.
Yes. So you have to scale up, and so there may be an analogy somewhere in the urban dialect of this where it's like Bloods and Crips, but a much bigger. We're not playing for blocks, we playing for the whole world, right? So you can see it if it's like basketball. This is the league, like this is the Eastern League, this is the Western League. You know who the big three is. So there's many other ways to look at it, but you have to scale up your thinking, and then you have to scale out your time of thinking when you start talking about this, because these things happen over generations. So these political decisions and these decisions about health and these decisions about laws may not have effects in the immediate. It may take 8, 10, 12 years for some things, and this is already planned for. They've made these calculations in these decisions. So with Venezuela, that investment is not just having access to that oil, but having a friendly strategic partner and the benefits of trade with that country because of having access to their economy. You got to remember, they oil rich, but they people not benefiting. A small group of people are benefiting. It's been controlled.
I think Venezuela is going to have a massive turnaround. I think Venezuela is going to look amazing in the next 5 to 10 years.
It'll be somewhere you want to go soon.
Yeah, but I was just thinking,
maybe not.
I was just thinking, like from a novice standpoint, no, but I think we'll see, like over like the next 5 or 10 years, maybe. I think you'll start to see packages. You know what I'm saying, on sales to, like how it's Cancun packages, and like there'll be packages for Venezuela trips now. But
no, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take one more quick commercial break. We're going to come back. I know we said Maduro and ICE and everything nice. We're going to come back and talk about ICE on the other side of this commercial break. Y'all don't go nowhere. It's the Urban Conservative Podcast.
Hey, buddy, do you like NASCAR? Do you like a Tribe Called Quest? Well, you gonna love the Urban Conservative.
Do you like manwich and nachos? Well, then you'd love the Urban Conservative.
Do you like guns? Do you like butter? Well, you're gonna love the Urban Conservative.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are back on the Urban Conservative Podcast. Yours truly, Abdul Ali, with my twin brother and my good friend, Dr. Inky, in the building. First episode of 2026. It is going down. Shouts out to everybody. I just got a text message. I don't know if YouTube will let me read that text message.
Wow.
Code it. Now I gotta hear it. What was it?
That's crazy.
It said liberal women F-tards are less happy because they all have bones through the nose. It's hard to be happy when you got a bone through the nose. Oh my God, Jesus Christ!
Watered down.
That's as watered down as I can get it. So look, ladies and gentlemen, we got one more thing we're going to talk about, and look, I'm going to say this, bro. I don't like. I'm not in any way, shape, or form, and I think I can speak for all of us, celebrating the loss of life. That we're not doing.
See, you're making this tough for me, man.
Nah, but what I am gonna say is that when you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
All right, so here's what I'm saying. This is totally psychological. All right, this is just a thought experiment. Are there people who deserve that though? I'm not suggesting her, but if I was to generate a list of crimes per se, the most heinous crimes that I can come up with, you'd be like, yeah, lights out right now. Yeah, that person's gonna get the quack. Right? Immediately. You're not going to think about it. I could name things that happen with children. I could include all kinds of things. And you would like immediately be like, get them up out of here. Wait, you got to take her down. I can't look at her right now. You got to take her face off of there right now. Please. Please take her face down. Hold on. We'll put her face back up, but you got to take her face down. Please. Please. Respectfully, please. Because I can't control it. So this is what I'm getting at. We can always ask why, right? If something happens, we can always ask why. And I think why is a great thing. Why should lead you somewhere. And so, unfortunately...
Why is the question most frequently asked by those who don't understand, my brother?
Great. That's cool.
Yo, Inky can't hold it. He's like, he still got it.
That's great. I think why is awesome. So when you choose your political disposition or what you're gonna assume is true, Google isn't the end all be all. And like social media, you really can't believe it. This is dangerous because people are being indoctrinated to subscribe to ideas that are not worth dying over. Because they should be policy conversations. They should be conversations that don't lead to any type of emotional exchange. Not to say that we can't get loud. So we might be amongst our brothers and we get loud about sports. We get loud and boisterous over hip hop. We'll lose it over that, right? So I get that, but when it leads you to make a type of decision that will cost you your life, we kind of got to examine what's programming you to do that, and not put this 100% at the feet of the mainstream media. I think there should be a charge for misinformation placed at the feet of the mainstream media who are scaring people, specifically liberal white women, to death. They're scaring them to death.
There's also, I'm in the car a lot, and I listen to a lot of Sovereign Citizen. I listen to a lot of different court case videos. And let me tell you, there's this, Inky used the word spoiled.
Oh my God.
Some
Yeah,
people
but
have
stupid, bro. What you mean?
never been told no, have never, and you're right. The mainstream media is highly complicit in this, but you also got to lay it at the feet of politicians that have this really extreme rhetoric. The Nancy Pelosi's
Sure.
of the world, the Chuck Schumers of the world. When you're telling people that ICE is like, and I'm be careful how I say this. If there was a button that I could push on my laptop that would materialize a Three Stooges slap every time I saw somebody compare what's happening in the United States in 2026, 2025 to Germany of 1933. When you use that kind of rhetoric.
Can I interject real quick? I think that
Go ahead.
I think that I see where you're going, and I just want to make a slight little correction there.
Let's go.
I think the Batman slap where we could see like the pow to go like to see the pow. We want to see the word bam. Like we want to see that. I think that would be. I don't know. But it's just a little je ne sais quoi.
I will accept that correction, my brother.
Yeah,
I wish we had a button, because what happens is have y'all seen this show on Prime called The Boys, where they got Homelander and all of that? I just got to a part. Anki, I am not a TV show guy, but I saw a couple of clips. I was like, I gotta watch this show.
Wow show.
I just got to very wild. I just got to the part where this fat guy who was medicating and looking at the memes, he blew somebody's head away in the store because of what he was seeing on TV, because he kept hearing it repeated over and over and over again. And that's where we are. Unfortunately, this lady lost her life in a way that that's not it. If you had kids and listen, I'm just saying this right now. Our kids are in their 20s. I love them enough to not want no smoke with law enforcement. I'm not.
No. I have to chalk this up to the numbers. It has to be the numbers, because the ratio
before you say that,
around, hold on. The ratio of effing around to finding out is now starting to even up to what I've been saying the whole time. You cannot continue. Wait. You cannot continue this entitled. And we're not giving medical help. No medical. It's not none of that. I'm seriously observing that it appears to be a lot of people that have been completely indoctrinated into something that's absolutely incorrect. The idea that you're going to drive your car in front of federal law enforcement to stop them from doing whatever it is they're doing. There's a part of my expression for saying it, there's a fuck missing that you don't have to give. You don't have it. None of us are going to do that. Well, there's no ideology I could call Inky with to be like, I need you to jump in front of the feds in your SUV to stop them. There isn't one.
Yeah, that's a difference.
You know how irrational this is? Unfortunate, yes, I'll agree. But do you understand how irrational this is?
I would just say the level of entitledness is just...
Nah, but
okay, so what do we know about this lady at this point?
On top of that, hold on. I think that this is a continued psyop on behalf of the mainstream media and the DNC and the Soros people, because I gotta feel. How is it Chicago, LA, Atlanta, all of these different, how do all of these people end up with the same signs? Like, who's the guy that's paying for all these signs? And they're getting them like, it's so coordinated of an effort. But here's why I say it's a psyop, because this is the picture of the lady you're getting, right? That's the picture of the lady you're getting.
Wait, who's that?
That's the same lady that got killed.
But that's not the lady from your picture, though.
That's the same lady. No. That lady right there is that lady in the background right there.
Yo, you gotta chill, bro. That's
yo, there's a look in the eyes. You know what? You know who else? Take that down for a second. You know who else got the look in their eyes like that, bro? Respectfully, I say this a lot of the time. I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this. I see this in the sovereign citizens. It's a look in their eyes that is something not there. Like, all right, now pull the picture back up and think about what I just said. It is something in the eyes, and it's like something's off.
No. Put the other picture back up. I need now. Which one are you saying is the lady?
So the lady in the background, right? The lady in the background is the one that unfortunately lost her life. The one in the background. Okay, not the one with the hat. The other one. Now, this is her also.
Yeah, I don't see that. I really don't.
That's her.
I could see it. She had kids, right?
Yeah, that's her. That's a, so what they're
yo,
doing is
they're
showing you this picture because she's a loving mom and a loving mother, and all she tried to do was to and you didn't put the loving mother, but then she's up here looking like an absolute left-wing nutcase. Like there's no way to
different, just very different. She looks very different. Just.
Yo, why does we see the pictures of the celebrities in Hollywood before they go to Hollywood and after? Come on, you seen them.
I'm just going to say she looks very different. I'm just going to say very
Well, because the ideology drives you insane. Like it drives you to paranoid delusions of grandeur. Like the media has these people immobilized.
There's more. There's more. There's a lot, you know. I mean, she's got her sleeves on her t-shirt are rolled. She looks like a roadhouse construction worker that's been laid off.
Look, before Hollywood and after.
Okay, now wait. Now with this before and after right here, just humor me for a second. When you say before Hollywood and after, what are they saying? Are they saying that she was okay before?
All jokes aside, left her ain't that bad, bro. Got a little.
You wow.
Nah, son, I get it.
No, sir.
But
both
that
pictures looks crazy. Both of these pictures look crazy.
I'm with Inky on this one.
That's why I'm like, wait a minute. This might be
the right one is definitely more crazy, but the left one, something in the left one say you got issues to me. It looked like you definitely gonna fight with her. It looked like it's always gonna be an argument about something.
And let me add this. They did amazing in those movies because I saw the movies, and the people who are critiquing the movies are saying those are amazing Wizard of Oz movies. I saw them. They're amazing.
Oh, I didn't see those.
Yeah, you're better than me, bro. I couldn't do it.
That's the
I got a strict 2-song limit during a movie. Yeah, I'm gonna give you 2 songs, bro.
So look, before we wrap this up, because
I got all the babies.
Yeah, he got all of them. But listen,
but Inky, hold on. You got a 2-song limit, or you got to have more than 5 celebrities. So that's why I could watch The Wiz, because you got Michael Jackson, Diana Ross. You understand what I'm saying? The Wiz you could get.
Flag. That is a
Nipsey
flag
Russell.
On the play. Let me find a flag. That is a flag on the play. That is a flag on the play right there.
Yeah, you got to have at least 5 celebrities. I know. I can't. Yeah.
Yo, I'll tell you this much, right? I'm not gonna. It's wrong to celebrate, right, tragedy like this, but that's not the question. That isn't the question. All jokes aside, the question becomes, at what point are we going to let people remember we have maximum liberty? So you're at liberty to do that. Y'all gotta keep that in mind. How much you're at liberty to jump in front of the police car if you would like to. You're also at liberty, and you will reap the rewards of that decision. And that to me is at the core of a lot of what the left is suffering.
Because there are positive consequences and negative consequences.
No. See, let's simplify this. There's consequences. I don't want to make this good or bad. Like the minute we start adding good and bad, there's consequences. You might like the consequences, you might not like the consequences. But let's just simplify this. They've detached consequence from action.
That's
what's happened here. They've detached consequence from action. So you're free. You will surround yourself around people who have the same ideology as you. And the minute you confront, like, so as Black conservatives, we know, like, we go somewhere and it's like, oh, we can't have a political conversation because it's going to devolve.
Wow.
And that's just what happens. That's what happens, because these people are made to think they are their political ideology, not that it is a political ideology that should be subject to change upon new information. Like, it's not who you are, it's what you subscribe to. They've made it, and we hear this term a lot, identity politics. So that mechanism called identity politics is what's got these people, that science of identity politics has got these people super indoctrinated into something that's obviously dangerous.
That part.
Two things real quick.
Yep.
I think a great idea for a show for y'all would be hemispheric hegemony versus identity politics. I think that would be a crazy conversation, because I think identity politics plays a bigger role in the international landscape, especially now that social media, everything is broadcast everywhere. So people fighting for these identities attached to political parties is almost how we're going to be represented to the rest of the world. And so even our personal view, when we're making jokes, looking at the pictures, and we like, yo, this person look crazy, or whatever the case may be, that's based on how we think and how we feel about things. People may think that we look crazy. And, you know, I don't want to make it seem like in any way, shape, form, or fashion, we're saying that the lady should have lost her life, or that it's funny that she lost her life, or anything like that. But no. I do think, and it's really no but to it. That's just a separate boom, full stop. On the other hand, what I would say is, I think, unfortunately, there's always a line drawn. And when there's a line drawn, hard line drawn, there are always casualties on both sides of the line for the example. And I think that in a place where there's law, there's order, but there's also maximum freedom, there's always going to be a place where you push a particular freedom so far that a tragedy happens, something that makes everybody stop and look at the car wreck on the other side of the highway. And I think this is just that situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's beautiful that we do have the freedom to say, you know, feds, police, whoever, you work for us at some point. So hold on, we're interceding. However,
there is to put a nice little bow on this. There is I think a delicate balance that.
Hold up. What you think is going to happen? What you think is going to happen though? Like, let's just be honest about this here for a second. When you look at all of the footage, when you look at all of the angles, now when you have all the background information, it's a recipe for a disaster. So the bow on it is this: the media should be held responsible because they are promoting, this is how people are consuming it. The media is dangerous. CNBC, MSNBC, all of their affiliates, all of these big organizations that shape the headlines, because people only read the headlines. The person that's in that office that's shaping the headlines, he should be on a hot seat. Like, you framed it. You said they what, Maduro? They did what?
Abducted.
Abducted is crazy.
Nah, but look, all jokes aside, like, and this, I'm not even going to say this in relation to what happened in Minneapolis. If many of us on this Zoom, on this podcast, were pulled over by a law enforcement officer and told to get out of the vehicle.
Pull up
It's
Karen
not gonna
stopping
go
ICE
good.
fails. Pull up Karen before we go. Pull up Karen's stopping
No,
ICE fail. Right? Because
no,
it's the first show of the year.
Karen's.
We're gonna run a few minutes over, and this is what's gonna happen. I'm over this right now because look, y'all are doing this. This is becoming a trend where even where I live in East Quogue, I'm in East Quogue. What do you mean we're doing an ICE anti-ICE rally in East? What are you talking about? What do you want? Attention? Like, what do you? And I put it together with a. We had our legislator, our elected official, show up to an ICE demonstration, an anti-ICE demonstration, and not show up for kids and veterans. Send a liaison. That's how bad this has got. In the picture looking crazy. Did you find the video?
Oh, I have one.
Yeah, go for it. I'm just over it, man.
I
Because
don't
you're
want to
gonna
play
you
somebody else. I don't want to play somebody else's videos. Hold on.
No, you can play somebody else's video. It's fine.
All right, here you go.
It's fine. I just, and if you gotta be out, be out. I'll keep it going.
No. Hold on. Let me share this. This is gonna be interesting. Here you go. Oh my goodness.
Turn the music off, Ali.
In the unpredictable world of law enforcement, even a minor incident can quickly spiral out of control. In today's episode of Cops and Cuff, we explore two unforgettable moments where suspects lost their cool,
Nah, that
all
ain't
captured
it.
on body cameras.
That ain't
Buckle
it.
up for
Nah,
a
that
thrilling
ain't the
ride
one.
through
Nah,
these
stop
intense
that.
encounters.
All of those are good.
He was kicking him in the head. That was crazy.
Oh, I got you. I told you what to pull up.
No, it's right there.
Her family.
Wow. You don't jump in front of a car.
Oh, wow.
See what? So pause this, Ali. Ali, pause this. Thank you. You see what I'm saying now? The trend that's being created here. It's a trend. It's like for those of y'all that don't know, they found a training video of them in the church showing people how to do this. They're learning it in church.
How to jump in front of the cars?
Yes,
Yeah.
how to protest ICE. Yeah.
No. But hold. We got you just for me. I'm sure I'm a novice. I'm sure I'm missing some things. Protest ICE right here. We're gonna put me on the bit. Yeah, protest ICE right here. Somehow my mind, when you say protest ICE and you say signs and you say protest, a picture comes into my mind that does not include what you're saying. And even when you're saying them in the same sentence, I'm putting them in different places in my mind. So there's protesting whoever, forget ICE, just there's protesting, and then there's jumping in front of moving cars. you gotta feel, because somehow I'm missing something, right? There's protesting and jumping in front of moving vehicles. What is there's training to jump in front of moving vehicles?
That's what's going on. They're training these people, like the woman that was just killed there. These people are sometimes maybe not her directly, but they're paid agitators. There's a job you could get to show up and protest. You don't even care what they protesting about. You showing up like they're gonna train you that morning.
Now look,
They're
you
gonna
see
give you
him
the
standing.
3-4 talking points.
Nah, I get it, but jumping in front of the moving vehicle is crazy.
Yeah.
No, because now you're talking about getting killed. Like what are we talking about? You won't
hit
even
a
But you
cop.
gotta remember, some of them are also
look. She just hit the cop with a trash can. Look, that's crazy.
Trash can. As crazy as that sounds, I would still put hitting a cop with a trash can, fighting back, yelling at the cop, cussing the cop out. I would put all those things in the protesting space. Jumping in front of a moving vehicle, brother. I can't see the logic.
So you don't see the protest videos of these people just sitting in the road and
that video right there though. That is the clip that we should be showing. The guy breaking down, fuck around and find out on the whiteboard. That is the video we should be showing. Yes, right in the middle somewhere, right in there. Yeah.
See what I'm saying? That perfectly.
The more you're gonna find out.
Before we need to have that clip on speed dial. We need that clip on speed dial. That's insane. So look, Ali, I'm sorry. You know, maybe this is not politically correct to say, but if you don't have the self-discipline, no matter what your ideology is, to restrain yourself, you probably don't understand the First Amendment, right? Because you're taking the freedom of speech and the freedom to protest and do all of these. You know, you're taking these things out of context. There's a peacefully, right, and patriotically have your voice heard. I'm not telling you to not come with a bullhorn. I'm not telling you to not come 1,000 deep with your signs. I'm just asking that you don't destroy nobody else's property. I don't even like what you're saying. Just don't break up nobody's stuff. Don't hit nobody. Keep your fluids to yourself and say whatever you want to say, and I'll leave you to it.
Keep your fluids to yourself is wow.
Yeah, because they like to spit and you know, they like to throw waters. And so, like, keep all your fluids to yourself, bodily and otherwise, right? Keep your hands to yourself. And listen, y'all march down this road. Y'all do that. Y'all go. You want to get it. We got a permit for you. You want to do it properly.
More importantly than that, how you vote matters.
Wait a minute. Can somebody go to jail? I feel like somebody should be able to go to jail for training someone to jump in front of a car. I feel like I'm not sure what the charge is, but that just smells like there's a charge. That smells like I don't know.
Hey, bro, you can't do this to me because listen, we both know or have known a dude that's gotten a girl to go along with something crazy. Like the craziest risk she's ever taken in her life for like a pocketbook and a ounce of bud.
Ali is crazy. Ali is out of here. I'm out of here too.
No, my light died. That's
come on, bro. Like act like so. Like, come on now. Really? Is it really that far of a jump to have them jumping in front of it? Okay, all jokes aside, we talked about this. I'll leave it alone after this, right? But I've said this, and I really believe this, and it's to me it's a fact, right? It's a personal fact to me. I think the world is a better place because in the Western Hemisphere, white people have played a significant role in the way things are right now today here in America. White women and white men spearheaded the abolitionist movement. So there's a credit that's due. And in giving such credit, right, I'm just always a student of history. So historically, when you come with the idea that white people are inherently evil and white like that, I'm not a fan of that. I'm not with you because we wouldn't even be having this conversation if Christian white women and men didn't get upset about slavery. This is what the facts are. If they didn't find that it was morally reprehensible, they would have, we wouldn't be talking about this. So I say that to say there's a group of people who have absolutely they're past the point of no return. There's no rational dialogue that's going to happen with them. So for the next 2 or 3 years, while things mellow out and the grown-ups are in charge, expect a lot more of this. It's going to keep happening, and it's not going to stop until something happens to most of them, unfortunately. Whether that's a red pill moment that brings them to their conscious awareness, whatever happens, something's got to happen to them. And that's what I'm saying.
That was said very eloquently and as eloquent as possible.
It
But
was a very,
I feel
polite
like
way
that
of
was a
saying fuck around
longer.
and find out.
Yes, I was just about to say, I feel like that was the long version of fuck around and find out.
All right, so for the record, it was, and I'm glad y'all picked it up, and that's the new standard. How can you put that more eloquently? Yeah, you caught it. That's great. Well, listen,
Look,
Ali, get us up out of here. Get us up out of here.
When the opportunity arrives for you to pursue an outcome that's directly engaged to an activity where the opportunity for a positive or negative outcome can occur, you shall get that positive or that. See, I just did it. I just did it for you. That was another way of saying it. But ladies and gentlemen, you have been checking out the first episode of 2026. If you want to listen back, cool, we really appreciate you. We appreciate everybody that's jumped in live. We even got folks in the comments that's just calling it what it is. The more you find out. This has been the FAFO episode of the Urban Conservative Podcast. Make sure tuconservative.com. Hit us up with a Cash App if you want to keep us doing the thing we do. We appreciate you, Brother Inky, for dropping in this episode. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you guys live and direct next Monday night. Peace and love, everybody. Have a